Summer is around the corner, and I wanted to give you an edge on all your peers that are going to be probably reading all these articles saying 5 books to read during summer, an article that pops out June 21st. I wanted to get my 5 recommendations to you because I know many of you guys have been asking about it. What book should I read this summer? So let me get right into it. First book, High Output Management by Andy Grove. Andy Grove was the former Man of the Year Time Magazine 1997. He passed away 3 years ago. He wrote another book that I love called Only the Paranoid Survive. Just so everybody knows, majority of the management companies in Silicon Valley that have management philosophies, they swear by Andy Grove. Andy Grove is, every way he wrote, like everything about, you know, how to take your lunch break, how to do your meetings, how to orchestrate a meeting, how to do accountability, everything he wrote in this book, in this one manual. So again, what you'll notice about every book I'm recommending to you for this summer is every one of them has to do with you becoming better leader, better executive, better CEO, better at giving, you know, feedback, coaching to the people that you work with. And this is probably at the top of the list of these 5 books. So High Output Management by Andy Grove. Next one, it's called $1 Trillion Coach. It's the story of Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell, the reason why they call him the $1 Trillion Coach, and it's written by Eric Schmidt, which I think was the former executive chairman of Google for like 14 years, some timeline like that. And Bill Campbell was a football coach before, and he started coaching and mentoring multiple founders and CEOs that built trillion-dollar companies, such as Gates, you know, Jobs, Bezos. Like, he is a legend on what he did, and his style of leadership is very, very unique. When his funeral came, I mean, it must have been the richest funeral ever, with people with the highest net worth being there, and everybody has something to say about him, about how he impacted their lives. Good luck trying to put this book down. You will not be able to put this book down. The $1 Trillion Coach. Highly recommend you go get it ASAP. Next one, The CEO Next Door. This is about a study they did, I think, around 2,600 different CEOs, and identifying the 4 drivers that help somebody become a great CEO, 4 drivers that get people to want to work with the CEO. And then they went a little bit deeper than that. I'm not going to get into everything, but it's a very powerful book for you to realize, out of these 2,600 leaders, CEOs that they studied, what trends did they come up with? What kind of clues did it leave on what did well and what didn't do well? So again, another great book to read this summer is The CEO Next Door by Elena Botello and Kim Powell. Phenomenal book. This one I also couldn't put down, to the point where I had everybody in our company read it. It's called Multipliers by Liz Wiseman. It's the story of how some people in organizations, they're always multiplying themselves. They're developing other leaders. And some are diminishers. And you'll notice an organization doesn't at all build any leaders, or somebody you watch and you'll say, you know, I'd never see that person ever build leaders around them. Why is that? Because there are certain tendencies that diminishes people around you versus multiplies people around you. And she gets really deep into it on exactly what it is to be a multiplier. So another great book I recommend to you for this summer. And last but not least, somebody I had as a guest before. I've never recommended this book. Highly recommend this book. Sold nearly 4 million copies. It's by Jordan Peterson, called 12 Rules for Life. If you haven't read this book yet, I would tell you one thing about Jordan Peterson. The way he thinks is very different. Very different. The way he breaks things down, very different. If you're a man wanting to find out what it is on a way men are wired to be a man's man, he breaks it down in here. If you're a woman who is dating or is trying to figure out how men are in business world and personal life, he explains it in a way that's better than any book I've read. 12 Rules of Life, and then it applies to every aspect of your life as well. Again, there's a reason why he's got a few billion views on Facebook and YouTube combined. Everybody is curious to know how this man Jordan Peterson thinks.